Hey everyone, it's Dr. Jamie from True Health Chiropractic. We're so excited that you're here with us tonight. Our topic this month in December is how to stay healthy for the holidays. Like I said, I'm so excited that you're here. Thank you so much for joining us, even if it's not live, if you're on the replay. Please, if you have questions during the workshop, you can drop them below in the comments section, and we'll answer questions throughout the talk. But then also, too, as the weeks go on, if you have questions, if you're watching this later, like I said, please feel free to always ask questions. We are here to serve you and answer any questions that you can to the best of our ability, and so we don't want you to feel like you can't ask. So continue to ask questions and share this workshop with other people. You should have the ability to share it if you're on Facebook so that other people can also take part in the information, and because this is just about learning to be as healthy as possible. So the topic this month is how to stay healthy for the holidays, and the main reason we're doing this talk, just like everything else that we talk about, is because during the holidays, unfortunately, this is one of the times where people, health is not a priority. And so with all the stress, all the added stress with COVID, there's a lot of different things going on. And so what we see, and this has been something even without COVID we've seen over the years, that people tend to put their health on the back burner during the holidays because they're more focused with traveling or just, kind of getting off the wagon when it comes to their nutrition and taking their supplements and staying on track with their chiropractic adjustments. And so we typically do see where people kind of starting around Halloween with all the candy and the sugar. I've seen this in my practice, but then it actually has been looked at statistically that what they've shown is over these last 3 months in the year, October, November, and December, people consume so much food, and mostly fake food in the form of sugar, that the average person, they'll gain anywhere from about 15 to 20 pounds. And unfortunately, when January comes and a lot of people have a resolution to lose weight, get started on a new path, start eating healthy again, a lot of people actually do not lose that 15 to 20 pounds. They'll try all year long to diet or whatever it is, because unfortunately, resolutions don't typically last very long. Most people actually never lose the weight that they accumulate. And then that's why year after year, unfortunately, they're getting sicker and getting heavier at the exact same time. So what I hope is that some of the information that you take today, well, I hope you take all of it and actually apply it. And so this is a time to have joy and be happy and spend time with your friends and your family in the way that you can. But don't let the stress and the negativity and the other things that sometimes you just can't control take you and your health with it. And so I'm going to share my screen with you, and we'll get started with the workshop. Like I said, as we go throughout, if you've got questions, just please drop them below, and then absolutely stay tuned for some of the things that we're going to be kicking off in January. We've got a couple new programs that we're really, really excited about to share with everyone. And then also, just to give you a heads up, we're going to be changing all of our webinars and workshops from now on to the first Tuesday of the month. So it's consistent. From now on, it's first Tuesdays, and you'll always remember when the webinars and workshops are going to be. So let me share my screen with you and we'll get started. Okay, so like I said, our topic tonight is how to stay healthy for the holidays. And the first thing I can tell you, I said this, a minute ago, is that don't make this the jacuzzi experience, excuse me. So, jacuzzis, hot tubs, they feel great, but the reality is, honestly, they don't offer much value. No one's going to change their life because they sit in a hot tub for 45 minutes. So the only way to make this time impactful is for you to truly commit to taking action this holiday season. This is not about being perfect. This is, though, about just making action steps so that you don't lose control of your health and your well-being over the next coming weeks. And so we're going to talk about a few strategies and a handful too. We even have, different ideas for you just to stay healthy, like I said, so you can keep moving in the right direction. So this first starts with self-awareness. This definitely is not easy, but it becomes simpler when you're clear. What's your desired outcome? What is a goal that you have that you want to stick with, in the rest of 2020? And maybe it's to catapult you into a goal or a desire that you have for the year 2021. So like I said, the first strategy to staying healthy and stress-free during the holidays is to just be aware of what is going on. And from what I've seen, this can really be the big difference between making your goals real, a reality, or unfortunately missing the mark. So we live in an extremely on-the-go society, right? Distraction is the new norm. People can't even focus. You've probably already lost patience just with me flipping my screen over to this point. But we live in a really fast-paced society. And as a result, a lot of people make poor choices when it comes to the foods they put into their body. They ignore people that they love the most, and they really struggle with being proactive, especially when it comes to their health and their well-being. So one of my challenges for you is to just be extremely aware during the holiday season of what foods, what drinks you're putting in your body, the time you allocate to be with your family, money you're spending, the attitude that you have. Also, too, when you're traveling, there are definitely ways you can stay active and you can exercise. You don't have to completely lose your routine. The amount of physical activity that you're getting and to the people that you are interacting with. Your goal should be to ask yourself questions as you engage in any of the above, activities. Just becoming aware. For example, if you're about to consume a variety of cookies, brownies, sugary treats at the buffet line, you might want to ask yourself, how does this serve me? Is this going to help me get closer to my ideal holiday season? Is there a better choice that I could make? And so as human beings, we're often extremely impulsive with our decisions, especially when there's so many options to choose from, which are why the holidays are often very difficult. So if we give ourselves the permission to think, even for a few seconds prior to actually consuming something, saying something, whatever it might be, our choices will more than likely be more aligned with our vision for creating an ideal holiday season. Another example would be if you're spending time with family, ask yourself a series of questions. Am I showing up as the person I want to be in this situation? Will I be proud of the way I've acted during the event? And what's the best version of myself regarding these circumstances that I can show up as? So like I said, self-awareness is not easy, but it becomes simpler when you're clear on what your desired outcome actually is. So take a second and actually think about what it is that you want. What are goals that you have for yourself? When it comes to food, really what we want to focus on this holiday season is stick with some of the fundamentals, okay? This doesn't have to be overwhelming. It doesn't need to be confusing. But we really, talk about as a functional standpoint that, you got to think of food as fuel for your body. And so it needs energy, right, in order to do work. And so it's definitely okay. I'm not saying you can't indulge, but you can definitely control what it is that you actually eat. So some of the fundamentals, you can, like I said, you can definitely control when you eat and what you eat. So one of the ways to control when you eat is ideally do not eat anything 3 hours before going to bed. This will definitely help you to be able to sleep because your body and your nervous system won't be so hyper-focused on digesting the food, so your body can actually rest and recover from whatever it was that you were doing, maybe during the day. Maybe it was exercise, or maybe it was just a very stressful day, or you were shopping, or maybe, unfortunately, you sat longer than you should have. So your body's going to be able to recover. Don't skip meals. Eat 5 to 6 small meals each day with those nice healthy snacks we always talk about, a bag of nuts, um, a handful of berries. These contain lots of fiber, which are very, very good to balance your blood sugar, but also to give you that kind of fix you need to get through until the next actual meal. So preparing yourself, have the snacks already prepared. Get your Ziploc baggies, get your little Tupperware, whatever you need, and have these things in your car, in your glove box, in your purse, so that you are prepared when you're maybe, I don't know, maybe you're out shopping, and so you've got a nice healthy snack you can have, or just at home. Because again, right, human nature is that when you want something, you want it right then, you want it now. And so you are literally programmed neurologically. You're probably not going to want the bag of nuts. You're going to want the potato chips if they're there. So again, stick with the fundamentals. And just if one thing you can control that's a little bit easier is definitely the snacks by being prepared. Chew your food really, really well. Really start the digestion process literally in your mouth. And fill your plate one at a time. Make sure that it's loaded with different colors. Get all those veggies on there and load up. Consume at least 5 to 6 servings of fruits and vegetables each day. Say no to things like gravy, okay, that's loaded with salt, probably even sugar, tons of nasty fats, bad fats. And so these are just some simple things. Stick with the fundamentals. Again, like I said, another really just you're in control, and you will feel so much better at the end of this if you've controlled your decisions about especially what you're putting in your mouth. Another really great strategy is stocking your freezer with healthy meals that are already good to go. You just throw them in the crock pot. Everybody tends to be very busy during this time of the year. Maybe not with going out and shopping and things like that because of COVID, but everything is just different. And so it may be shopping, it may be decorating, it may be traveling. And so typically if you can just grab something and you've got it in the crock pot and you're ready to go, you have a plan and you are prepared, right? If we don't have a plan, that's when we fail. And so stocking your freezer with healthy meals, having the refrigerator full of those already portioned out healthy snacks, or like I said, the Ziploc baggies, and you're ready to go. Fill your tummy before you arrive. So oftentimes what we see is that if people are attending, and maybe this might be different this year, we're not gathering in large groups, maybe there aren't going to be these holiday parties, but at some rate, some people tend to starve themselves and literally not eat anything when they know they're going to be going to these different events, or they're going to be going over to a loved one's house for dinner or whatever it is. Do not starve yourself in anticipation to have this monster meal. You want to, the ideal thing that you would do is actually, prior to leaving your home, actually force yourself to consume healthy food. That way, if you've got something, a snack or even a meal already on your stomach, you'll consume 50% less food during the actual main event. And so then you can focus your time at this event with talking with the people that you love and people that you care about, rather than just the focus being on food, which is oftentimes, that's the reality of what it actually is focused on. Okay. If you're going to the event too, you can always bring something, especially if you have sensitivities that you know about, food sensitivities. Maybe you just have actual allergies that you need to be paying attention to. So again, all about you planning and preparing. It's okay to bring something with you. Bring those healthy snacks so that you've got the choices that you need to stay healthy so that you can enjoy it yourself. And I guarantee you, at least one item at the party will meet your needs. But like I said, follow those fundamentals of filling one plate at a time, loads and loads of color. And so we don't want the holidays. We already know that it can lead to some of these out of control behaviors. It's okay, like I said, to splurge slightly, get out of your routine for a little bit. You know you're probably going to eat some foods that are wrong, but We don't want to become victimized by temptations and let this get out of control. And so we don't want to just keep repeating the same bad behavior. We can stick with some of these fundamentals to make sure that we're moving in the right direction instead of backtracking and then have to spend the next several months trying to get your health back. It's always a lot harder. Avoid the liquid calories, okay? This is definitely, I would assume, an obvious strategy, but one that some people just take a little bit too far. And this is really, I'm talking in regards to the eggnog, wine, beer, alcohol, sugary drinks, the punches and whatever it is, especially, now even too with your coffee. I mean, all the creamers, they are loaded with sugar. Stick with some water, add some fruit to it if you want to enhance the flavor. You can even add a little bit of cinnamon, cranberries, and it really will punch up the water and make it taste really, really good. So focus on some simple strategies. And two, like I said earlier, focus on more than food, right? People often spend more time focusing on what they put in their mouth than what actually comes out of their mouth by means of conversation. So control yourself during the holidays, and don't be distracted by all the sugary snacks and treats. It's okay to splurge, but spend some time playing games, telling stories, singing, dancing, having fun. The more time you spend doing something outside of eating, the easier it will be to avoid an unhealthy holiday season, okay? Get up and move. This is definitely something we see that unfortunately most people don't do. This can be as simple as a walk. This can be as simple as getting up in your living room in between the commercial breaks of those Hallmark movies and marching in place and doing some jumping jacks, doing some push-ups. But you've got to get up and actually move. So outside of the overconsumption during the holidays, people honestly, they tend to skip their daily workouts and their routine. And again, that leads into not just the gaining of weight, but unfortunately the settling in of some disease and sickness. It's even more important now with COVID that, the best defense you have against a virus is that your immune system is strong. And one of the unfortunately best ways to wreck your immune system is by eating bad foods and not moving your body. So again, these principles, they're just principles, they're rules, they're laws on what it takes to be well. And so you want to try to be exercising at least, I would strive for at least, if you can, 4 to 5 times a week. Like I said, have a dance competition. If you live somewhere and you want to cut down your own Christmas tree, go for it. But get a partner, even if you're doing it through video and FaceTime or Zoom calls. If you're not, actually going to a gym, these are all things that you can do to just enhance your ability to be healthy. If you are going out and you're shopping, park as far as possible from the mall or the store so that you can actually walk. Do 5-minute intervals, like I said, during those commercial breaks, push-ups, jumping jacks, running in place, do some crunches, walk at a steady pace when you're shopping, play games with your kids and your family because they're usually filled with a lot of energy. Wear a pedometer. Strive to get those 10,000 steps each day, and maybe even sign up for a 5K, a holiday race, or whatever it is. These are things, too, that you can do virtual. There's lots of races now that just because of COVID, people are not meeting outdoors in large groups, and you can sign up for a virtual race. Again, giving yourself that little extra push that you might need so that you can actually stay holiday and accomplish something during this season. Schedule calm down breaks. I know for a lot of people, right, I said this earlier, holidays are go, 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 and they just don't take a lot of time for themselves. Especially during right now with COVID, I know that a lot of people, they're depressed. They're maybe not able to see their loved ones because of traveling restrictions or where they actually live. There's, maybe even be sickness or things going on. And so during this time, take some time for yourself. That's okay. One of the best times to do it is in the morning. Get your day started right literally before you even get out of bed. We call it the 15-minute spiritual triathlon, where you spend 5 minutes of reading, 5 minutes of writing, and 5 minutes of just being quiet and listening, praying. And so when we do this and we really think about what are you grateful for? What are the positive things in your life right now? What are the things that you can control? What are the goals that you have? Read something that's inspirational to you. Listen to a song for 5 minutes, whatever it is. But just taking 15 minutes to really think about the things and reading something that is positive to get your day started off on the right track. Don't check your email. Don't make a phone call. Take a few minutes for yourself to breathe and calm down, and give yourself that time that you need to stay healthy and stay well. And be generous. This is definitely the giving to others. You do a little bit selfishly. You do get something in return. It always amazes me just how wonderful our patients are. When we did, this year, we did the angel tree through Fostering Hope, and we literally sponsored actually over 100 children, because some people just gave monetary donations or even just gave other donations and didn't even take a tag off the tree. And so being generous, this fills your spirit, and that couldn't be any more important right now with things that are going on. But again, just the holidays in general, they can be kind of stressful for people because we tend to put ourselves a little bit on the back burner with our health and what really should always be a priority. But give to others, and this doesn't have to be money. It can be time. It can be a small gift. Write a small note. Send an actual real letter to somebody. Just express gratitude for other people. If somebody, I had somebody tell me the other day they hadn't even put up any decorations. Just even giving somebody a tiny little angel or a Christmas tree, whatever it is, or an ornament. I mean, just ways to bring joy into someone else's life. And so that helps you ultimately to have that sense of peace and love that we all need during the holidays to keep things stress-free. And so, what action are you going to be taking? Like I said, take control of these last few weeks before 2021 comes, through your food, the movement, the stress you have in your life. Yes, more than likely the holidays are going to be stressful. Yes, more than likely you're going to be exposed to a ton of food that is not healthy for you. And if you're traveling, it's going to be exhausting. You're going to be sleeping on beds that you're not used to. You're probably going to be hurting. And so these are things that are going to happen. But with some of the action steps we can take, we can prevent these things entirely, or we can just better be able to respond to them so that we stay healthy and stay well during these holiday seasons. Okay. Like I said, the year, though, it'll end different if you actually prepare for it and if you actually take action during these last few weeks. So again, thank you so much for being here. As always, this is a part of our purpose, and our mission is to serve you. If you have questions, definitely ask them. We are super excited about a couple of programs that we're going to be kicking off in January. The first program is actually going to be our New You simple weight loss program, and our first Tuesday workshop will be on January 5th, and this is where we'll be basically in January we're going to be a little bit more focused in some more very specific things nutritionally, and then anyone that wants to partake in the program will be actually launching the program January 11th on that Monday. So you'll have, like I said, a good good week or so to prepare for the program, but we'll be giving you more details in the coming weeks. We'll be talking about it specifically on the webinar that'll be Tuesday, January 5th. We've had a lot of people just, especially with COVID, that they've put on the quarantine 15 already before these last 3 months. And they're probably even putting on more weight during the holidays. And so this is going to be an amazing program, a 21-day program that we will guide you, give you all the recipes you need. And so it's going to be an amazing program, and we're super excited to launch that coming up in January. Another program we're going to be launching is the True Health Kitchen Club. And this is going to be a monthly club that you can be a part of, where we will actually give you several recipes for the month. We're going to have different themes throughout the year, specific recipes more focused maybe on detox or heart health, low sugar, higher protein, vegan recipes. We're going to have so many different themes throughout the month, but that's going to be a monthly, basically recipe club. We'll have our own private Facebook group for accountability, support, even additional recipes that you'll have access to. So these are two different things we're kicking off in January that we are absolutely excited for. As always, guys, I thank you so much for being here with us. I hope that you have the happiest of holidays coming up, a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and please join us next month, like I said, for our next webinar on Tuesday, January 5th. Thanks so much, guys, and have a great rest of your night.